What are the limits of presidential power? In today's political climate, the question of presidential power is more relevant than ever. With recent events sparking debates about authority and governance, many are asking, what are the limits of presidential power? Understanding this topic is essential for anyone interested in how the United States government operates. The limits of presidential power are primarily defined by the United States Constitution. The Constitution outlines specific powers granted to the president, such as being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and negotiating treaties. However, these powers are balanced by the checks and balances provided by the legislative and judicial branches. One major principle is the separation of powers. The Constitution divides authority among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. This structure prevents any one branch from becoming too powerful. For instance, while the president can propose legislation, Congress must approve it. Additionally, the judiciary can review executive actions to ensure they align with the Constitution. Another important aspect is the enumerated powers. The Constitution explicitly lists the powers granted to the president, like appointing federal officials and judges. This means the president's authority is limited to what is specifically stated in the Constitution. The non-delegation doctrine is another key limit. This principle holds that Congress cannot transfer its legislative powers to the executive branch. Therefore, the president cannot create laws without congressional approval. Although this doctrine is rarely enforced, it remains a fundamental limit on executive power. Presidents can issue executive orders to manage the federal government, but these orders must be based on existing laws or constitutional authority. The Supreme Court has ruled that executive orders cannot override congressional legislation or violate constitutional rights. Judicial review also plays a vital role in limiting presidential power. The judiciary can declare executive actions unconstitutional. Notable cases, such as Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company versus Sawyer in 1952, have established that presidential authority must come from Congress or the Constitution. Congress has the power to investigate executive branch actions and hold hearings. This oversight helps maintain a balance of power and ensures that the president operates within constitutional limits. Recent developments have raised questions about the extent of presidential power. The unitary executive theory suggests that the president has complete control over the executive branch. Critics argue that this can lead to authoritarian tendencies. Recent Supreme Court rulings, such as Trump versus Wilcox, have implications for presidential power. These decisions can influence how much authority the president has, especially regarding the removal of officials from independent agencies. In summary, while the president holds significant authority, that power is constrained by constitutional limits, legal precedents, and the system of checks and balances. Understanding these boundaries is essential for grasping the dynamics of the United States government today.